Online learning, it's everywhere now, right? It's become such a massive part of how we all pick up new skills or, just learn stuff.
Absolutely. It's huge.
But what if there was a way maybe to make it feel more direct, more secure, and really give the power back to, well, both the teachers and the students,
Uh-huh.
kind of cut through some of the usual hurdles, the costs involved.
That's exactly the question we're digging into today. We're doing a deep dive into Didactica.
Didactica.
Yeah, it's this online learning platform from ZEROCAT, and it uses blockchain.
Okay.
They're really trying a different approach to e-learning.
Okay, so our mission today then is basically to unpack that. Figure out what Didactica actually is.
Mm-hmm.
How does it work if you're a student? How does it work if you want to teach something? And crucially, why might this blockchain angle be interesting for, well, pretty much anyone looking to learn or teach online?
Exactly. And we got some good material to work with. There's an overview of the platform, user guides for students and teachers, and also some articles talking about how it could, potentially change things in education, especially for independent teachers, the whole creator economy side of things.
Right, the creator economy angle is interesting. Okay, so let's jump in. At its heart, what is Didactica?
So think of it like an online course platform you might already know. But the key thing is, blockchain isn't just some add-on feature.
Right.
It's woven into how the whole thing runs. And the design, it's really focused on empowering those independent educators and also giving students, well, a different, maybe more rewarding experience.
Blockchain. Yeah, that word can sometimes make people's eyes glaze over. How does Didactica use it in a way that's, practical for everyday folks? No tech genius required.
That's a super important point.
Yeah.
They're not trying to make you understand the nitty-gritty. Think of the blockchain part as just a really secure, transparent background system, like a digital record book everyone can trust.
Okay.
So one of the first places you see it is logging in. Forget usernames, passwords.
Ah, yes, please.
Right. Instead, you use a digital wallet. Specifically, ZEROCAT Zero Wallet. It's passwordless. Your wallet basically proves it's you securely. Gives you real control over your identity on the platform.
How does that work? Like physically?
It's pretty slick, actually. You usually just scan a QR code on the screen with your Zero Wallet app. Or if you're on your phone already, sometimes it's just a button like Open in Zero Wallet. Boom, you're authenticated.
Okay, like a digital passport you hold yourself. I like that. Much better than password 123.
Definitely.
What about paying for courses then? That's often where things get complicated, extra fees popping up.
Exactly. So on Didactica, payments are all done using their own cryptocurrency, ZeroCoin or Zero.
Zero. Okay.
And this lets you pay the teacher directly, peer-to-peer. It cuts out the usual payment processors, the middlemen and their fees.
How does that look for the student?
Pretty similar to logging in, actually. You find a course you want, click to pay. The site shows you a QR code. You scan it with your Zero Wallet, authorize the Zero payment in the app.
Or tap the button if you're on mobile, I guess.
Exactly. Tap the button, confirm in the wallet. It's
Yeah.
basically like sending money directly to someone instantly
No.
without a bank taking a slice.
That direct payment.
Yeah.
Wow. That must be huge for educators.
It really is.
And what about proof? You finish a course, do you get something to show for it?
Yes, and this is another cool blockchain part they have planned. They're going to issue verifiable certificates as NFTs.
NFTs. Okay, explain that bit simply.
Right. So an NFT, non-fungible token, just think of it as a unique digital certificate. Its authenticity and your ownership are locked in on their blockchain called ZeroBricks.
Okay.
So this digital certificate lives in your Zero Wallet. It's permanent proof you completed the course, and it's genuinely yours. Because it's unique and recorded on the blockchain, nobody can fake it or copy it easily.
So it's like a tamper-proof digital diploma in your wallet.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. And you could potentially show that NFT to employers or other platforms as real proof of your skills. It makes your achievements more portable, more verifiable.
Interesting. Okay, let's switch perspectives. Say I want to learn something new. I'm browsing online. How do I actually get started on Didactica as a student?
Okay, first steps are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You need the Zero Wallet app first. You get that from ZeroCat.1.
ZeroCat.1, got it.
Yep. Create your wallet in the app, super important. Keep the backup files safe, and remember your PIN. That's your security.
Like keys to the vault.
Exactly. Then, if you think you'll buy courses, you'll need some Zero, the Zero coin. You can get that from their exchange, which is exchange.zerocat.1.
Okay, wallet, maybe some Zero, then what?
Then you head over to the Didactica site, click Login, scan that QR code with your Zero Wallet, or use the Open in Wallet button on mobile.
Right.
After that, just a quick registration form. or even individual or a company, student or teacher, some basic info. Pretty standard stuff there.
Now, I saw a note in the guide, something about maybe choosing teacher even if you plan to be a student. Why is that?
Yeah, that's a little pro tip. Often, setting yourself up as a teacher just unlocks all the platform's features from the get-go, including enrolling in courses as a student.
Ah, I see. More flexibility.
Right. You can usually tweak your profile later anyway.
Good to know. So, okay, I'm logged in, registered. How do I find a course I actually want to take?
Usually there's a clear course catalog or browse section. You can search or filter by subject, tech, business, art, whatever.
Gender browsing.
Pretty much.
Okay.
You can usually see the course description, maybe the chapter list, before you commit. Enrolling in free courses. Super easy. Just click Enroll.
And for paid ones.
You'll see the price in zero, click Enroll, and then it kicks off that payment process we talked about.
The QR code scan or button tap with the Zero wallet.
Exactly. Scan, confirm in the wallet, transaction goes through, and bang, you've got instant access to the course.
Nice. And what's the learning part like inside the course?
It seems pretty well organized. You get a dashboard showing your courses. Each course is usually broken down into chapters, logical steps.
Makes sense.
You get videos that use a service called MUX, which is known for good quality streaming, plus downloadable stuff like PDFs or worksheets, whatever the teacher provides.
And you can track your progress.
Yeah, there's progress tracking. And like we said, that future NFT certificate, it's kind of the payoff at the end, that verifiable proof.
Okay, cool. Now let's flip it again. What about someone listening who thinks, hey, I know stuff. Maybe I could teach on Didactica. How easy is it for them to create and manage a course?
Well, the first bit is the same. Get the Zero wallet, go to Didactica, register, but this time, definitely make sure you pick the teacher role.
Right.
Once you're in, you'd look for the teacher section, find courses, and hit Create. That opens up the course building tools.
What kind of tools do they give you? Is it complicated?
It looks pretty comprehensive, but user-friendly. There's a section for basic info, title, description with formatting options, like bolding and lists,
Oh, good.
uploading a cover image, picking a category, and setting the price in zero. Or making it free, of course.
And the actual lessons, the structure.
Yeah, there's a part for course structure. You add your chapters, and you can just drag and drop them to reorder them. Super simple.
Okay.
Then for each chapter, you give it a title, add your description, upload your video again. MUX handles the processing.
Right.
And you can choose, is this chapter a free preview, or is it part of the paid course? You publish chapters one by one as you finish them.
So you can offer, like, the first chapter free to tempt people.
Exactly. A great way to give a taste. And then there's also a spot to upload extra resources, PDFs, documents, links, whatever students might need.
Okay, sounds like you have decent control. So course is built. How do you make it live and, see if people are actually signing up?
Once you've got the basics filled in and at least one chapter published, there's usually just a simple switcher button, like posted versus drafted. Flip it to posted, and it appears in the main catalog for students.
And tracking. How do teachers see earnings?
There's an analytics dashboard for teachers. They can see their zero earnings, number of sales, how many students enrolled, even completion rates for the course.
And the money. The zero.
Goes straight into their Zero wallet.
Right.
Like a direct payment thing again.
Yeah, that seems like the killer feature for educators.
It's a massive draw. It's not just about the money itself, though. It fundamentally changes the relationship, Educators get rewarded directly for the value they bring. That could really encourage niche subjects, specialized skills, stuff that might get lost on bigger platforms focused only on mass appeal.
That's a really good point. So let's sum up the big wins here. What are the standout benefits for both sides, educators and students?
Okay, for educators. Number one, 100% direct payments and zero. Big boost in potential revenue, no platform cuts.
Yeah.
More control over their content, their pricing, their relationship with students. Global reach thanks to crypto payments. And pretty solid tools to build their courses.
Sounds pretty empowering, yeah. And for the students, what's in it for them?
Well, that easy wallet login is nice and smooth. Global access, they can take a course from anywhere, pay with zero. The potential for those verifiable NFT certificates is a unique plus.
Right, the digital diploma.
Exactly. And maybe a bit more subtle, but paying with crypto might actually make you feel more invested, more engaged in what you paid for. Plus, obviously, access to potentially diverse courses in a clear format.
Okay, this whole decentralized idea, blockchain, crypto, it can still feel a bit out there for some people. Why should someone who isn't like a crypto enthusiast pay attention to this model?
That's fair. I think even if the tech isn't your main interest, the effects are important. Look at the economics. The teacher gets paid directly by the learner. No big corporation taking a 30, 40, 50% cut.
Yeah, that's significant.
That could lead to more variety, maybe better prices for learners eventually. And this idea of true content ownership for creators is powerful. They're not just renting space on someone else's platform. They have more control.
And the global access thing, too.
Absolutely. Crypto just bypasses a lot of traditional banking hurdles, opening things up worldwide for both teachers and students. And, like we touched on, that potential psychological effect for students feeling more ownership when they pay directly with crypto could be real.
Yeah, it can't all be perfect, right? With any new approach, there must be some challenges or things to be mindful of.
Yeah, of course. You're right. One clear thing is just the adoption curve. People need to get comfortable with using a digital wallet like Zero Wallet and handling a bit of crypto like Zero.
The learning curve.
Exactly. Didactica seems focused on making it easy with the QR codes and all, but it's still a shift from usernames and passwords.
True.
And then there's always the question of quality control in a more open ecosystem. Without a big central company vetting everything, platforms like this rely more on, student ratings, reviews, seeing how many people actually finish the course.
Yeah.
Ways for the community itself to surface the good stuff.
Right. Reputation systems become important. Okay. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, what's the big picture here? The main takeaway on Didactica?
I think it's a really interesting experiment, maybe more than an experiment now, in online education. It's showing how blockchain can be used practically to create a different model. A model that aims to be more direct, more empowering for teachers, and offer unique benefits like those verifiable credentials for students.
Right. So key points: direct payments, more control for creators, verifiable digital proof for learners, streamlined access with the wallet tech.
You got it. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? This leads to a bigger question, maybe.
Go on.
Could this kind of platform point towards a future where creators of all kinds, not just teachers, but artists, writers, musicians, have more direct control, get paid more fairly, and connect with their audience globally? Could it foster, a more direct and accessible exchange of skills and knowledge worldwide? It's definitely something to chew on.
Yeah, a future with fewer intermediaries, perhaps. Interesting stuff. Well, if this has sparked your curiosity and you want to check it out yourself, you can find Didactica over at didactica.zerocat.one.
Didactica.zerocat.one.
And the wallet, Zero Wallet, is at zerocat.one. Definitely worth exploring if you're interested in the future of online learning or the creator economy. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.